Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. First of all, I owe you an apology. Ken at 10 didn't happen yesterday. Hands up, missed it totally. Too busy on the day today, I'm afraid. So sorry if you were looking forward to yesterday's update. Hopefully we can make it up to you today. How are you? I hope you're well. It's Friday. Got to be a good start, hasn't it? Love a Friday. As I've said many times before, Friday, a really important day for estate agents, particularly in the showing of properties. You know, our job in the end is to get the best price for the vendor. They're the ones that pay us. How do we do that? We do that by getting the maximum number of viewings from people in a position to purchase. And Friday is a critical day for that because we want to make sure that if people are out looking, then they're out looking with us rather than our competitors, and they're looking at our client stock rather than our competitors' stock. So really important day for the office to make sure that everything is really spick and span, ready to go, that we have space, we've got keys, we're organized for viewings. You know, we've got as many people as possible out looking, and the ones that aren't looking, we're calling and saying, we do what we call the ring round. How's it going? Are you still looking? Can we help you find? What's the best one you've seen? Whereabouts is the ones that really were nearly right for you, so that we can try and hone into what would be the right thing for you. And you know, that's always a great thing to do on a Friday, because we know that people are out there making those decisions to organize their viewings for a Saturday, which is the big day, because it's when most families are off. The other thing to say is, over the Easter weekend, because we got the bank holiday, yay, love a bank holiday, is that it does get a bit quieter over bank holiday. Why? People tend to concentrate around families, and why not around a bank holiday? You know, relaxing family breaks, everybody can get together, nobody's working, well, most people aren't working anyway, and it's a great time for families to get together. So we tend to find, contrary to popular belief, that the bank holiday weekends are not as busy as some would have you believe. It actually gets busier the other side of the bank holiday in our experience. A few headlines for you, including question, what is the largest rising part of the UK right now? And it's risen by £75,000 in the last year. I'll come back to that in a minute. A couple of other major headlines today. Number one, Section 21 or no fault evictions are up by 37% on 2021. Why, you might ask? Well, it's a combination of factors. The tax treatment of landlords and the rising prices has led to many landlords deciding that now's a good time to sell. You know, over the years, many of our clients have said to us, is now a good time? You know, should we get out now if we're looking to sell? And it's as good a time as it's ever been, to be frank, if you're a landlord considering to sell, because the market is very strong. There are plenty of willing and able buyers out there. And so this, together with the fact that landlords are looking at their tax treatment and sometimes feel vilified by government policy, are deciding to pull out the sector. And that's exacerbating the problem. So they are serving their tenants with what we call no fault or Section 21 notices, requiring possession. Now, I know that there's some debate about whether it's acceptable that people are allowed to serve notice on their tenants, but think about the other way around. Put yourself in a landlord's position. If you did own a property and you had to rent it out, and you were obliged to do so with no redress to getting it back when your circumstances changed, or perhaps financially you needed to sell, how would that leave you? So the problem with removing Section 21 notices, as they will at some point, is they're going to have to be replaced with something or some sort of deal, so that there is a trip point when landlords can actually take back their properties. Otherwise, simply investment will dry up totally. And right now, we've got a bigger shortage than we've ever had. So the last thing we need is investors to turn off property right now. And the government need to sit up, smell the coffee, and listen, and start to think about how they can help small landlords to thrive, because the small landlord is the backbone of what was the old council system for tenants looking for places to rent. And it's awful out there for people right now. Prices are jumping through the roof. And as I say, the available stock for rentals now is 44% down on last year. That is huge. And it's no surprise then that rents have gone through the roof. The other problem is, of course, energy rules. Now, the government have brought out this new rule that by 2025, all landlords should have their properties at a C rating or above for new lets. Now, that's extended until 2028 if you have a tenant in situ. But nonetheless, if they enforce this, then it will mean that landlords will have to make their homes more energy efficient, which is a good thing on the one hand. On the other hand, if they find that it's vastly expensive, they may pull out of the sector, further exacerbating the problem. So I think the government needs to look at this and how they can incentivize landlords and help landlords financially to improve, perhaps with some tax incentives, because that would really be helpful to the small landlord and might well help to release some of the tension currently in the letting market, because literally everything that goes live There is so much competition for it. It's unreal. Never known it like this before. And we really do need to get the small investor landlord back involved with the market and confident that things are not all going to go the tenant's way, because that's how it feels to landlords. I know tenants, from your point of view, it feels like it's been the landlord's way for a long time. And I get that too. And I feel your pain. You know, it's not an ideal system. We have many tenants with families that find themselves in really difficult positions where they have to move home and they don't want to move home. And that's really frustrating. And we always do our best to rehouse those people if they're with us, because we have hundreds of tenants and we have new landlords coming up all the time. And we always try and use our existing stock of tenants before we even go to market. But with such a short supply, it's a big frustration, and it's not going to get any better anytime soon. Now, onto the market. It's absolutely flying out there, really busy. What's the sweet spot? Well, in our area, it's about £500,000 to £600,000. That's where the majority of the action is right now. Everybody registering around those ranges. Anything between really 450 and 650 seems to be the most popular price range of the moment. Now, what is the highest price rising area in the UK right now? It's Bath. And they have gone up by 75,000 to an average price now £558,000. It's like London, isn't it? It's a beautiful city though, and people do love it. But the price rises there have been crazy. And again, it's one of those beautiful destinations that people often holiday in. And those holiday destinations, we've seen those gain in traction and value massively over the pandemic and beyond. Interesting now though that London is coming back and balancing that, which is good to see for us here in London, because we are starting to see a real pickup and a lot of popularity, particularly around family housing. So as far as today's concerned, a few valuations, a couple of webinars, got to keep ourselves up to scratch when it comes to the continuing professional development as well, to make sure we can service your needs best of all. We're in the office today. We're all ready to go. We're looking to get those viewings booked in. We're already chocker for tomorrow, but doing our best to fit you in if you're looking to view one of our properties over the weekend. So that's it for this week. I hope you have a fantastic bank holiday. Look care of yourselves, take care of yourselves and your family and friends if you can. We'll be back on the Tuesday after the bank holiday. Enjoy. Ciao.